men competing against women in sports. We always give y'all credit. Because you get part-time pay, you're doing a full-time job, and you're doing it well. So thank you guys. We appreciate y'all. Thank you. I don't have to do a whole lot of talking to tell you how I feel about things. I really don't. Most people already know how I feel about things. I've already been in enough trouble with the press for folks to know how I feel about stuff.
Right.
People already know how I feel about men competing against women in sports. People already know how I feel about men going in the women's bathroom.
Yep.
They already know how I feel about kids getting pornography in schools.
Yes, sir.
Right.
They already know about how I feel about the issue of life. Now, I'm going to tell you something right now. I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time talking about those things as governor. Because for me, there's only one word I need to use. You want to come to my office and ask me whether men should compete in women's sports or use the women's bathroom, or whether or not we should give elementary school students or high school students or any students pornography? One word is the word I'm going to tell you.
No.
No. End of discussion.
That's right. That's right.
I'm going to tell you no. And then I'm going to tell you this. There's somebody on this subject that will tell you yes. That's Delta Airlines. They will say, yes, you can buy you a ticket and fly to California. And when you get there on those issues, they might tell you yes. But not here in North Carolina. It's time for us to put our foot down and say no.
That's right.
No, your child thinks they're a cat. I'm sorry. If you were a man on Monday, Friday at the track meet, guess what? You're still a man.
That's right.
And you're going to run against the men. You were a man Friday night. You're going to be a man Saturday night at the mall when you try to go in the women's bathroom. My daughter's in there, you're going to be a beat up man.
That's right. Amen.
We're not playing around because we got work to do in this state. Work to do for everybody. Work to do for all the common sense individuals who don't adhere to that stuff.
There you go.
We don't adhere to that stuff, and we're not worried about it. We understand that we have people of all sexual persuasions that live inside of our state. We understand that we have people of all different faiths who live in our state. And we want to take each and every one of those folks on a journey. What's the journey we want to take them on? The journey we want to take them on is forward and together and upward. That's the journey we want to take them on. We want to take them on this journey that we're going to go on as governor of building an economy in North Carolina that breaks the bonds of Charlotte and Raleigh and Greensboro. It goes into the eastern part of the state and onto our coast and into our mountains.
That's right.
So that in 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, this state has not a fragmented economy, but an economy that spans from Murphy to Manteo. So that people who live in the eastern part of the state don't have to wait till they're 18 to leave home to go make a great living. They can make a great living right in those communities that they grew up in. They don't have to look forward to a better day to go in somewhere else. Opportunity will exist for them right where they were born. We can do it, folks, and why can we do it? Because we have the ability now to do it.
Yes.
Prior to 2010, we did not. Now we do. It's time for us to take advantage of it. Make the investments into the people and places in this state that will truly help this state grow.
Come on.
And along with that, talk about that economy. We've got to make some changes with our state agencies. I've met many of our fine state employees. Now, I have no doubt that being governor, they'll agree with me on this statement. What is that statement? I believe that the leadership, starting from the governor all the way on down, should live by one rule. One rule, and it's this. It's that we don't work for the state of North Carolina. We work for the people.
That's right.
Of North Carolina.
Amen.
Everything that we do, we should keep them in mind. Because it is their success that counts as success or failure for what we do as elected officials. their success that we are looking to drive. Their families, we are looking to hold together, make sure that they have equal spread opportunities. And so, we're going to fight like heck to build that economy. You know, that economy, it's already growing organically, just based on what the legislature has already done. But you know, it won't continue to grow if our education system doesn't make some changes.
Amen.
Right now, our education system is in a shambles. Amen. The worst statistic in this state is this, and I want everybody in this room to remember this statistic. The 2022-23 budget in this state, the one we just finished up with, we've just started a new budget. That last budget the total was $30 billion. Of that $30 billion, we spent $16 billion on public education. Over half we spent on public education. And statistically speaking, our children can't read on a grade level.
That's right.
That's the worst statistic in this state. Half of every dollar that we take out of folks' checks, tax, take in as revenue, we spend on education. Kids can't halfway read. That's an F.
Yes.
That is an F. Let's be clear about this. I cannot say this enough. That is not an F that can be placed on the desk of our teachers.
Come on. Right.
Our teachers did not do it.
Right.
Our teachers did not create the lawlessness and the chaos that exists in public schooling right now.
Right.
They did not make these policies.
Come on.
They are not sitting on these school boards.
No.
They are not passing these ridiculous laws in these municipalities that don't allow folks to be held accountable in education. They didn't do it.
Amen.
They're not paid well.
Come on.
They're not respected. They're not protected.
That's right.
How in the world can I hold them to a professional standard?
Amen.
We've got a lot of changes about how we treat our teachers.
Yes, sir.
It starts with paying them better, holding them to a professional standard, and then allow them to do what? Teach.
Come on.
That's it.
I didn't hire a policeman to put in the classroom. I didn't hire a preacher to put in the classroom. And last time I checked, I don't know anybody who has 30 children. You're not your parents either.
Come on.
They are the teacher.
That's right.
We need to get back to doing what we need to do to protect them so they can do what we hired them to do, which is teach.
Amen. Amen.
So it's not the teacher's fault. I'll tell you exactly whose fault it is. It's the educational bureaucracy in North Carolina.
Yep.
Now, when I say that, some of y'all will think, well, is it the superintendent? No. The North Carolina superintendent in this state is almost powerless. She runs an agency called DPI, the Department of Public Instruction. She can hire and fire exactly 12 people. 12 people. This is the person that you elected that you think is running education. She can hire and fire 12 people. Just to give you kind of an example of a contrast to that, I think the governor appoints how many people? Hundreds. Hundreds of appointments the governor has. The person that's running education, that you think is running education, that's spending half of our state budget, can hire and fire 12 people. She does not have the power. No matter who it is, they won't have the power. The entity that has the power in education in this state is the State Board of Education.
That's it.
Guess how they get put into position? Not by your vote, but by appointment to 8-year terms. They're not accountable to you, your children, the voters, even the legislature. They have their own power structure, and they do whatever they want to do, and they're not accountable to anyone. We are going to change that.
Amen. Let's get it. That's what I'm talking about. Right.
Woo! Let's go, Mark! If there's any area needs to be rewarded and failure needs to be held accountable, it's education. Educating our children is literally our country's future, our state's future, our city's future. That great economy I was talking about building, who's going to do it? I'm certainly not going to do it. 30 years from now, I'm going to be somewhere watching TV, still looking at old episodes of Andy Griffith. Future of our children right now is sitting in elementary school classes.
Come on, right.
Now I've got people on the state school board who don't mind feeding them pornography instead of teaching them how to read and write.
That's right.
We need to get back to classical education again. Reading, writing, and mathematics. We need to start teaching our children civics and history. And here's a big one. Here's a big one. We need to start getting our children career ready.
Yes.
Not college ready. Career ready.
That's right. Amen.
K through 12 education in this state should prepare a child that when they walk across that stage, turn that tassel, and walk out that door, they are ready. Yes, if you want to go to a 4-year university, so be it. You're ready to go. But if you want to go to the community college to be a welder, or if you want to go there to be a mechanic, or you want to go there to any myriad of healthcare industry jobs you can get there, not just jobs, careers, you're ready to do that. If you want to go into the United States military, so be it. If you want to go into the family business, you're ready. If you want to start your own business, K through 12 education should get you ready. It's time for us to open the world back up to our children. Amen. Stop telling them to just go to college and get one of them fancy papers and everything will be all right. No, it won't. You're going to have $100,000 in debt and you're going to be working at Starbucks if you don't make it right. I can't tell you the amount of people that say, what do you do for a living? Well, and this is a true story. Now, I got a fellow, right now, he's making about $750,000 selling used auto parts online. He does. He has a degree in psychology. You know how he got into selling used auto parts? He had to find something to help him pay off his student loans. That's a true story. That is a true story. You see, we got to start teaching our children again what college is for.
Right.
Number one, college is not for going to the football game, getting drunk, having fun with friends. Matter of fact, college is not for having fun. Who told you it was supposed to be fun? When I joined the Army, the recruiter did not tell me, hey man, you're going to have a fantastic time in boot camp. You're going to love it. It's going to be a guy in your face screaming at you. You're going to be doing push-ups in the hot sun. It's not for fun. Going to college is a serious proposition. We need to start teaching our children to take it serious again and be intentional about it. When you walk into a university, you need to walk into it with a plan and a purpose, realizing you're going there to build a career as a professional. But we also need to start telling them this. You don't have to go to that 4-year university to be successful. You could be just as successful as learning to be a mechanic, or learning to be a construction worker, or learning to be a mason, or learning to be an electrician. Yes. Those are not just jobs. Those are fantastic careers that we need.
Yes.
We need.
That's right.
I told somebody, I said, we need electricians just as bad as we need doctors. They said, that's ridiculous. I said, no, it's not. You want a doctor working on you in the dark?
Amen.
Can't build this state without builders, folks. And open up the world to our students in K through 12 education by making the reforms we want to make. It's going to help this state grow. But more importantly, it's going to help our North Carolinians, the ones that are sitting in those kindergarten classes right now, those elementary school classes right now.
Yeah.
It's going to help them to grow.
Amen.
It's going to help them to be successful.
Thank you.
It's going to help them to raise successful families. It's going to help them raise well-adjusted adults. You know, my sister told me that one time. I said, I'm trying to raise happy kids. She said, you trying to raise happy kids? Well, you're trying to raise well-adjusted adults. Say farmers don't raise seeds, they raise crops.
That's right.
And if they raise them right, they raise crops, they get more seeds from their crops.
That's it.
That's what we want. That's what we want. Parents' job is to raise the child. Education's job is to help give them the tools they need in order to succeed in life so they can pursue that happiness.
That's right.
And that's what we want to do again here in North Carolina. And those are the things that we're going to be fighting for, folks. Those two substantive issues that I believe will take North Carolina to its next great level of success. Now, you're going to hear some people say that Mark Robinson is crazy and that I hate everybody.
We already know
it. They're going to tell you that I hate Jewish people, and they're going to tell you that I hate white people and black people. They're going to tell you that I hate people who walk, people who talk, and then people who drive cars, and people, they're going to tell you I don't hate anybody.
Amen.
Now, I don't begrudge anybody. Let me say this publicly. I said it 100 times. I know that I live in a constitutional republic.
That's right.
I
Yep.
don't live in a theocracy.
Damn right.
I don't live in this theocracy alone. And I'm grown up enough and faithful enough in my God that I know I can give people their space to be who they want to be and live their lifestyle all they want to. And I'm fine with it. I've never had a problem with it. I've never had a problem keeping politics out of people's bedrooms. But here it is. I'll keep my politics out of your bedroom, as long as you keep your bedroom out of my classroom.
That's right. Yes. That's what I'm talking about.
The one thing I will do is I'll fight for everybody's constitutional rights. Even if you're doing something that's offensive to my spiritual sensibilities. I understand that I'm an elected official, and the seat that I sit in was ordained by God. And part of the mission He has given me is to protect everybody's rights.
Yes.
Not just the people I agree with, everybody's rights. Now, on that note, I want to talk to you real quick about this primary that's going on. I got a couple primary opponents. One of them I'm not going to say nothing about.
You ain't got to.
Ain't said nothing about him in the past. Not going to start now. That's disingenuous. Many of y'all know that. I ain't said nothing about XYZ person until they run against me. All of a sudden now they're the worst person on earth. That's not me, folks. I'm not disingenuous like that. But now I got another primary opponent who's got enough money that he can throw away $5 million trying to beat me in the primary. How did he get his money? He got his money, a large part of it, by filing 500 lawsuits against North Carolina farmers.
Shame.
Literally trying to take our food off the table. Put North Carolina farmers out of business, so we got to buy food from China and God knows who else. So he can get a few nickels in his pockets. Then he takes that money and has the audacity to run for governor and thinks he should be the governor of this state. I wouldn't vote for him to run a hot dog stand.
Nope.
Goes on television. Tells the whole world Mark Robinson's an anti-Semite that does not stand with Israel. See, he's sadly mistaken. Because on October 7th, Israel suffered its worst attack on the Jewish people since the Holocaust. A month later, I wasn't just standing with Israel, I was standing in Israel.
That's right. That's right.
While he was back home, counting his ill-gotten gain from these farmers, trying to figure out how to fool you into getting you to vote for him for governor. Now again, I oftentimes don't talk bad about my primary opponents. But I'm going to tell you this right now, as sure as I'm standing here. Nothing will please me more than to beat the pants off of him.
That's right.
And I would be pleased to see him go back into the filthy ether that he came from. Come on. Because any man who would sue American farmers out of business is not fit to hold any American office.
Amen.
So, guys, let's continue to fight hard. We've got big work to do. I want to make one correction to what the speaker said. He said we got one spot we got to fill in. And we do indeed have to fill in that governor's mansion. But we got another spot we got to fill in too. That's our attorney general. Dan Bishop needs to be our next attorney general. I want you to imagine what a North Carolina would look like with a legislative supermajority. A legislative supermajority. Folks like Speaker Tim Moore up in Washington, D.C. represent us. A Court of Appeals and a Supreme Court that is a majority, held by a majority, that are constitutional conservatives, not folks who legislate from the bench. An Attorney General, Dan Bishop, and a Governor, Mark Robbins.
That's right. Yeah.
And then we're going to go on in November and win again. God bless y'all. God bless this great county. And God bless the great state of North Carolina.
Amen. Amen.
Way to go, Mark. We need you.
Donnie, I'm proud of the job you're doing up there, brother.
I'm taking it home.
Nice.
I'm going to take care of it for you.
Appreciate you.
Good to see you, man.
How are you?
Good to see you again.
Yeah, good to see you too.
Oh, yeah.
That was great.
Oh, yeah, always.
I thought we should enjoy Great again. Yeah.
We're among friends here.
Hey, Ted. Did I go on with you now or are you coming back?
All right, people, I'm out.